The new year starting in just a few days, our series What's New in 22 takes a closer look at stories and trends that will define the next year ahead. This morning, we will focus on travel, an industry that has faced restrictions, canceled trips, destination closures, and job losses over the past year. CBS News senior travel advisor Peter Greenberg looks at what to expect in 2022 and how to prepare. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing?
I'm hanging in, Nate.
Well, we're all hanging in there just before the new year, so hang in here with us just for a minute. Thousands of flights were canceled this holiday weekend, and that's due to rising COVID cases and, of course, staffing shortages. What are airlines doing to combat this? And also, will this get worse as we approach the new year?
Well, they are trying to pare down their schedules. Of course, weather's always the intangible. But remember, they're all trying to just get through this week, because if they can get to January 4th, fares plummet, traffic plummets, and they can get back on track. Let me give you an example. If I wanted to book a round-trip ticket this morning from New York to Los Angeles, assuming I could even get on a plane, that round-trip fare is $700. January 5th, $132. I also priced out a Dallas to New York trip on January 5th. It was $32. The cab ride to the airport is more expensive. So remember, if they can get to the first quarter, that's when traffic drops. Historically, very few people travel in the first quarter, and that's what they're hoping to do. In the meantime, they pulled out of a number of cities. Americans pulled out of 26 cities. Delta and United about 10 cities each. So they're trying to get back to a more stable schedule.
Peter, here's something that a lot of people want to know. Will airlines start to mandate vaccines for passengers?
Well, there's some precedent for this. In Canada right now, you cannot get on an airplane unless you can show proof of vaccination. The same is in place in Australia. A number of the CEOs that I've talked to in this country want desperately to have that rule, but no one airline wants to take the lead because they're worried about losing market share. They're waiting for the Biden administration to make that rule. They're not about to make that rule right now because their other vaccination mandate is being challenged in the courts all the way up to the Supreme Court. So until that's resolved, it's dead on arrival.
Peter, you really probably can't see this, but the guys can. I have more than 600,000 SkyMiles I need to use. I know a lot of people have frequent flyer miles, especially if they have been traveling during the pandemic. What should I be doing with these, and why redeem them now?
Jamie, you want to run, not walk, to redeem those miles. I'm giving you all a red flag warning here, because during the pandemic, the airlines were desperate to raise cash. And what did they realize? Their frequent flyer programs were actually worth more than the airlines themselves. And they actually mortgaged their programs for between $6 and $10 billion each airline. That's a lot of debt. How are they going to handle that debt? They're going to start devaluing your miles. They're making it harder to earn them and harder to redeem them. So what you want to do is start today. Look out about 330 days, as far out as that, and redeem miles as much as you can, because starting in January, that devaluation parade is going to start, and it's not going to be pretty.
Oh. So, Peter, speaking of value, you say we should expect to pay more for hotels in the new year, but that rates will be negotiable. Who are they? What are these hotel brands that will negotiate rates? Because I've never had that experience. Tell me how to do it.
The reason why you haven't had that experience is chances are you made your reservations online. You need to have a conversation. Remember, it's the law of supply and demand. It's not the posted rate that counts. It's all the ancillary rates about whether you're not going to have to pay for the water or the Wi-Fi or the parking. And not only that, as more hotels open with the same continuing staff shortages, it's going to be a much more competitive marketplace. They'll be much more willing to negotiate, because any revenue is better than no revenue.
All right, so how do you expect the restaurant business to have an impact on what's going to happen in 2022?
Well, you're going to expect to pay more for your menu. Every menu item price is going up, and a lot of things that never used to be on the menu as a charged item, they're going to be on that. Remember, they have staffing issues that are going to continue through the first quarter. They're going to only way to get their people back is do what? Incentivize them. Higher wages, perks, benefits, and that's going to all translate into higher menu prices, not just on the entrees, but what used to come on your dish is now going to be charged as a side order. Even the bread basket is going to be a paid item. So be prepared for that.
What?
Oh,
no
man.
free bread?
The bread and butter has always been free, Peter.
Oh, no.
You just ruined my morning. No, I'm joking. Peter Greenberg, thank you so much. You're awesome with valuable information that we need.